Okay, so next we will see last function. Okay, so sometimes it's very useful. So how it can be used? Okay, so to understand last function, let me tell you first what is indexing. Okay, what is indexing? So for example, if you come here, this table, okay, it has 3 rows. Tr means rows. Okay, and this is the complete table, and it has 3 rows. One, this is first tr, second and third. Okay, so how table is represented in HTML with the help of t body. Okay, then tr, there will be row, and each row will have some columns. Okay, so columns will be represented by td. Okay, so currently I don't have an example of a web table that I'm going to cover in some session, but the concept is, for a table or a parent, if he has some childs, okay, so how you can use last method. Okay, so let me first let's go to t body first. Okay, /t body. Okay, from t body I want to go to tr. Okay, so you can go by using single slash or double slash also, it will use it will be work. Okay, so tr, so as you can see here, it is showing 3. That means immediate 3 childs are there for this t body. Okay, so by specifying, what if you want to go to the second only, not the first, so using the square bracket you can mention that which tr or which row or which child you want to go. So this means first tr means first child. So after t body it will highlight the first row only uniquely. Okay, as you can see here, it is showing 1 of 1. Okay, so for second you just have to provide 2, for third you have to provide 3. Okay, so there if there are only 3, if you provide 4, it will not give any output. Okay, so it will not give any output for 0 as well. Okay, so you just have to provide the index. Okay, index of the child. Okay, so that is how you use the indexing. Okay, so just to understand last function, you need to understand this first. Okay, just mention index in square bracket. Now where last function will be useful, let's say here after t body. Okay, after t body, without indexing, if you want to use if you want to go to the last child directly. Okay, for example, for this table, let's say there are 50 rows available, means 50 child. Okay, so without using the 50th index, directly you can go to the last one by using this last function. Okay, as you can see, it is highlighting the last row. Okay, so whatever table last row present, you can use this last function, and it is very useful when the table rows are dynamically changing at the runtime. Okay, sometimes it happens that rows get generated and it get added to the table at the runtime. Okay, and that time you don't know what will be the last index. Okay, so that time you can use this last function, and it will highlight the last row. Okay, so also if you want to go to the previous to the last, you just have to use last -1. As you can see, it goes to the previous node. If you go last -2 to the first node. Okay, so this is how you can use it. Okay, so let me paste it here. Okay, -1. These are all the examples. Okay, so next, Next is count function. Okay, so what if you want to count number of childs present in this parent, okay, or number of rows available in some specific table on your web page. Okay, so in that case you don't know that what will be the count of rows at that particular time, or if you want to select a particular table with that number of rows only. Okay, so currently we know that this table has only 3 rows. Okay, so you can highlight that table, make a, you can create a web element make a, you can make a element of that table only using this count function. So how you can use it, let's say here. Okay, so table bracket count. Okay, it is a function, right? Inside bracket you need to provide a dot. Okay, always remember to give the dot. Okay, by giving dot it will it will go and check only in the current table only. Okay, so if you forget to provide the dot, it will keep checking in the entire web page. Okay, so if you don't want to check in entire web page, you can provide here dot. Okay, and what you have to count, the number of rows, right? Means number of childs. So for this example we have tr. Okay, so we have this table with 3 tr, right? So how you can highlight it with the help of this dot. Okay, all the dot, right? All dot equal to, okay, so in our example it is 3. So let's go and check. Okay, so as you can see, it is highlighting one of one, and it is highlighting this entire table. Okay, so when the web page is designed for this Facebook, they have designed this in a form of table. Okay, and they created 3 rows, one for this text, one for password, and what is the next is for forgotten account. Okay, so likewise in your real-time application, if there are any tables present, or if there are any multiple table presents, okay, so and if you want to find or highlight a web element inside a particular table, so you can provide so number of rows for that table. Okay, so according to the number of rows, that table will be identified. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is how you can use this count function. Okay, so I have already created it, right, with just an example. Okay, so all these examples we are seeing are on facebook.com. okay, so if you want to see what we are website we use is, let me, okay, it's a website. facebook.com. okay, just for your reference we use this website. Okay, so if you want to practice, you can do that here only. Okay, okay, so let's go and see the next. I think all the functions I have covered. All these are the very important. There are total 5 functions. Text, contains, start with, they are very important, and this last and count. Okay, these are also comes very handy in some particular scenarios. Okay, so let's go and see next concept in XPath.